It's funny, even when you agree with someone on something, their reasons are so stupid and bad. It's like, okay, well, I agree the thing is probably bad, but the reasons you gave are also bad. So the paradox of Mr. Drinker continues, where he lays in on the Acolyte. I don't have much to say in defense of it, but boy, his critico objectivities of the trailer was pretty shockingly bad, even for critical drinker.
Headland, who really cares about Star Wars, apparently.
Star Wars saved my life.
I don't believe you.
Someone has to give Drinker an actual logical textbook. Saying you don't believe someone is not an argument. That is not an argument in any argument. That is just, I just don't believe yous. Nice. Why not? And oh, by the way, when he gets his supporting evidence, like, that is not supporting evidence, you idiot. So it's pretty clear Drinker, a long time ago, stopped being even a media pundit. He's just a political person in disguise. And that's proven here, where Acolyte bad because, moral perversity.
Which kind of explains this line right here.
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power.
Ah, Star Wars, the classic story of good versus evil, which is no longer about good versus...
Well, I'm not going to do like a full lecture on Nietzsche, but apparently Drinker is not aware that even if, as Nietzsche argued, again, I'm not agreeing with the argument, but it is an interesting argument that if you get rid of the concepts of good and evil, you don't get rid of the concept of morality. To Nietzsche, good and evil are bound up with Christianity. So getting rid of, quote, good and evil as concepts were to him not bad. We just get another morality, which would be better based on good versus bad. Now, maybe he's wrong, but you could argue good and evil are not good concepts. That doesn't mean you embrace immorality or lack of morality. There are different moral codes, in other words. So apparently Drinker thinks there's only one kind of morality. You don't have to have just one kind of morality. Anyway, what does that have to do with the Acolyte? Well, there you go. It really has nothing to do with the Acolyte. Okay, whatever. So finally he gets to his actual criticism, and you're like, I don't think you understand Star Wars, clearly.
It's Frasier.
I mean, honestly, what are you even supposed to take from a description like that? Apparently, she also wanted to explore the franchise from the perspective of the villains, because the bad guys are wildly...
So Leslie Headland bad because, wait for it, she said, there's no war here. How does that work with Star Wars? That shows you don't understand Star Wars. Even though that was the theme that Lucas played with in the prequels. And again, to be fair, Drinker's on record, he doesn't like the prequels. Of course, you ask him why he doesn't like the prequels. Drinker just does bandwagoning too much. He just hates the prequels because other people hate the prequels. Like Mahler, my friend, he hates prequels. But why are prequels bad? They're bad because Mahler told me they bad. Uh-huh. Well, again, that was the paradox that Phantom Menace wrestled with. Like, wait, it's Star Wars, but again, the Battle of Naboo is quote big to the people in it, but really, this is a minor conflict. Who cares? Again, that was the point, that this minor conflict set off a chain reaction that led to, wait for it, the Star Wars. But obviously, at the very beginning of a war, it may not look like a war. It may look like a minor conflagration, but if you don't put it in check, it'll get much bigger and bigger and bigger. So yes, you can have a Star Wars story that doesn't have technically a war. It just has a few battles or a few skirmishes. That is not a logical or conceptual contradiction, you moron.
Because Leslie Headland thought it would be interesting to make Star Wars with no war in it. Superb choice there, Leslie. Can't wait for you to make an alien movie that doesn't have any xenomorphs
and that is his
in it.
biggest case against the Acolyte. She said no war, but it's Star Wars. She said evil people underdogs. She's evil immoralitist leftists. Yeah, like George Lucas, you moron. Jesus Christ. Did this guy look at any George Lucas interviews? Any of them? He states this quite often, that Star Wars is a very personal and political story to him. You can still dislike it, you can still criticize it, but it is meant to be personal and political. The problem is not Leslie Headland is being personal and political, it's just she's not very talented. Maybe concentrate on the actual fiction being bad instead of your weirdo alt-right agenda is not really relevant here.